All right, welcome October 9th, right here on Jocks 94.5. We have a lot of college football to get to today. We're going to talk Alabama, Mizzou. We're going to talk this in 20 minutes, preview Red River. Chip Brown yesterday, Greg, told us something a little bit different about this game, and you grew up a little bit closer to this one, well, in one of your lives that you grew up in.
Haters.
And it was intriguing to hear him talk about how distracting this game is overall to the players. I had not heard it described this way before.
Yes.
And I asked him if this was from former players and coaches, and he said yes, and obviously him covering it and being there. But he said, the noise never stops. He says, very different. He's like, a road game, you go, you know what a road game is going to be, you know how that's going to operate. But when you go on the field offensively, it's going to get loud.
Yeah.
But then when you're on defense, it gets quiet. He's like, Red River, it doesn't stop because it's literally 50-50, and both sides root when their team's on defense. And he said that it's an oddity to a lot of people. Coming out of the same tunnel, weird. He said there are a lot of things that are different about this game that become a distraction. And this was in response to me basically telling him what I told you the previous day, that the things I see in Texas are, some of the vets that had been there. Not necessarily 5-star, 4.25, 40-inch vertical, 255-pound linebacker, 280-pound quick defensive end, whatever that is, just that guys that had been around it.
Right.
And he brought up that he said, I have suggested publicly start plugging in some guys that are either playing a portion of the reps or half the reps, but have been in this game, make them starters in this game.
Really?
Just because it's that distracting, and there are that many parts of it that are very different. And I didn't know if you had heard it that way. I know you've been to the game, you've covered the game. I have not been to it, but it was a very different take on this matchup than I had heard before, and one that I think will be interesting to watch is because I don't really know who has the most experience in this particular game for these two teams, because there's a lot to do on the Oklahoma sideline also, even though some have performed better this year, still new for them on that side. If Mateer plays, he hasn't been in this game. He didn't know what it's like.
No.
So I just thought it was a very interesting thought, and I don't know if that gives an advantage either way.
Well, one thing I would say, and having called this game a couple years ago, I never thought about it this way. I've attended this game 8 times as a fan, 1 time as an announcer. So I've been there 9 times. I've been to it a bunch. I've always enjoyed the game. It's an incredible scene, and if you haven't been, highly recommend it. It should be on your bucket list. But one thing that I've found very interesting is that the 50-50 split is literally down the 50-yard line. So on one end of the field, if you're on offense, it could be like playing on the road. On the other end of the field, it's like playing at home. It's based on not just the fact that it's always a little bit loud, but it's actually based on where you're at on the field. So if you are, for example, you're on Texas and your offense, you're driving right to left on your radio dial, the Oklahoma section is to your left.
Okay.
So the Oklahoma section is to your left, and the closer your team gets to the end zone, the more hostile that, quote, road environment gets. And vice versa. Oklahoma going on your left to right on your radio dial, the closer that Oklahoma gets to that other end zone on the right-hand side, the more hostile it gets. So you actually might, in some cases, on your side of the 50, you might operate with normal snap count. On the plus side of the 50, you might have to go silent.
You don't anticipate that in one game. I'm glad you said that, because
weird.
That brings up another part that Chip Brown said on the show yesterday. If you wanted to go back and listen to that interview, you can get it at the podcast, jocksfm.com. It's in the app. App's in your app store. Search WJOX, or you can go watch it on YouTube. The YouTube channel is Jocks 94.5. He said one of the most important parts of this game, and one of the most strategic aspects of this game, is the coin toss. And essentially looking at, in the fourth quarter, what direction do you want to be going for a potential game-winning drive? And that completely backs up what you're saying right there, because it's that important to be heading into your fans if you were to say need a game-winning field goal late in this matchup.
It's very, very tricky and very strange. Not even going to try to discount how strange it is, because it is. It's very odd. It's awesome, but it's also strange. So there are different elements of this game that are challenging from just a operation standpoint. The other thing is, what percentage of this population, while it's changed a little bit, traditionally over the course of time, what percentage of the players on the team, let's just say there's 200, between the two teams. What percentage are from the Dallas-Fort Worth area? Pretty decent percentage on both sides. You're 2.5 hours from Norman. You're 3 hours from Austin. There's a bunch of people from the Metroplex that are on both those rosters. So when you are playing a game at, say, home, as someone that has done Auburn games in the past, calling Auburn games, how many extra things do you have to do leading up to an Auburn game when your family is likely in attendance?
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot. As someone that did a game in Tuscaloosa last weekend, there's a lot of extra. Like I want to get, my wife wants to get a picture with the whole family, kids in the booth, kids on the field, go see the players. Like all this stuff is amazing and you're so grateful for it. And you're so lucky to have access to the things that you have access to. But the reality is you're getting pulled in a million different directions going into this game when you're playing at home in your biggest game of the year.
There's no doubt. I can reference it a little bit, and I've had this conversation with multiple friends, and I have it with my wife often. When I get games in Columbia, South Carolina, I love it. But it's also a lot because my grandmother's 101. I get to see her. I go see her almost first every time.
Right.
Both of my parents grew up in Columbia, South Carolina. They didn't grow up, but when I was growing up, lived in Columbia, South Carolina. Both
right.
my parents attended South Carolina. I have probably 10 aunts and uncles that did. I have another 7 or 8 cousins that did. I have multiple cousins with children that live in Columbia now. So it's not just cousins around my age, but then their kids are there. Then I have other cousins that are younger that still go to the games and hang out. They want to see me.
Yep.
I have cousins who tailgate that want me to come hang out at their tailgate before or after the game. I have an aunt and uncle that live a little bit outside of Columbia. They always come eat lunch with me at my hotel on Saturday before the game. You start thinking about it, it's like, I love the fact I get to see all these people. These are my family that I grew up with, and it's been cool sometimes to share it with them, get them on the field, take a picture after the game, like you said, but then you're like, I also have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I got stuff to do.
There are things that need to be done. And so I'm not even playing in a football game. I'm just talking about football on television. So, yes, those distractions are real, and that's a part of it. And if you haven't done it before and you're new to that area, that school, but still that's somewhat home for you.
Right.
And how many more people want to go to that game than a lot of your other games? A lot. And then the fact that it's a neutral site game, I can imagine the logistics for the schools is a little bit different of how you distribute tickets, how you sign up for different things, how people get in and out of the game, parking, everything's different. So, yeah, I can imagine it's a lot, and being able to manage that and know what it's going to be and know what it's going to be about, it would be difficult. So, That being said, moving forward to the actual game, have you gone back and watched Michael Hawkins last week yet?
Yes.
What are your thoughts after seeing that on the Oklahoma offense this week if there is no John Mateer?
I think there's some good in there, but it's few and far between. I think that there are aspects of what I've seen from Michael Hawkins that can be challenging for the Texas offense, but they're almost exclusively him as a run contributor. Do you see him as a?
We alluded yesterday, Greg. Do you just put almost the Alabama plan from last year back in for this game? I mean, honestly,
why wouldn't you? The problem is Texas is kind of built to defend quarterback run. That's what they do.
Sleek on the edges.
Sleek on the edges. They have they play quarters more than just about anybody. Quarters meaning their safeties are essentially hybrid linebackers.
Linebackers that can cover ground.
Correct. Like that's what they do. So that I think is what makes it difficult is that you have a defense that is structured to defend quarterback run. That's what they do. So that's what I'm most curious in is hey guys, we know that our best attribute with this guy in the ball game is quarterback run. We don't love our matchup up front with our offensive line against this defensive line. And guess what? Their safeties, their overhang players, those guys are going to add half a hat in the run game on every single snap. So that I think is challenging. So what does that force you to do? You got to take some shots downfield and you got to hit them. And I have seen Hawkins throw it well downfield before. It's just not nearly as consistent as you would like to be in taking first down 10 shots. Because you miss first down, now it's 2nd and 10. What do you do? Run it. All right, you get 2. Now it's 3rd and 8. What are you doing? Probably throwing it. What's Texas doing? They're going to go sell out against the pass.
Yep.
So that's, I think, the big challenge here is how aggressive do you want to be when really your best path of success is probably just taking some one-on-one shots downfield.
The interesting part about seeing Hawkins last week in a lot of the Oklahoma side and a lot of other college football side, their complaints about Arch this year, which we have offset that and let you know our feelings about it being on him or him just not playing well, that it is collective. But a lot of the mistakes that he has made, I saw a lot of those with Michael Hawkins this past week. Rushing things, looking amped up, not being able to calm down, trying to do things in a sporadic way and just no calm, no feel. Just things looked rushed, things looked panicked. And you're not going to throw a good ball when you do that. You're not going to throw an accurate ball when you do that. Your mechanics are going to break down when you do that. I saw all the same things with Hawkins, and it was similar to watching some of Arch this year. And how do you calm either one of these guys down with two defenses that can absolutely get after you and probably not a ton of confidence right now? And one specifically, when Texas is going to have the football, not only can they get after you, but what they're going to show you pre-snap is not going to really allow you to be very calm.
Right.
And that, to me, is where this game's won and lost, is what the two quarterbacks probably do before the ball is snapped.
I think a pre-snap adjustments are huge in this game. I think for Arch, he's got to be really good with his protections, meaning identifying who's blitzing, who's not, identifying how quickly he needs to get the ball out based on what's coming. All those things I think are vitally important in this game. So I think pre-snap for what they'll put on Arch's plate is probably a lot more than what they'll put on Hawkins' plate. Do you see it that way?
Probably, yeah. And I don't know where Texas goes offensively. I really don't, Greg. And maybe I'm overstating this a little bit, but with what I have seen from that Texas offensive line and what I know that Oklahoma front is capable of, and that includes individually capable of, that includes collectively capable of, that includes schematically capable of, I don't see a lot of room for success. You just came up with a plan for Oklahoma as to have a chance to get to this and potentially make it work. What would that be for Texas for you in this game?
To me, I think they have to stay patient with the run game. Even if it's not going, you got to stay patient with it. I think you got to do a great job in your screens. I think screen game's huge in this game. Texas has not been a great screen team this year, and traditionally that's been one of Sark's best attributes.
Yep.
So
that goes back to, like I told you, the playmakers are not making plays. You watch last year, breaking tackles, running through an arm tackle, finding space. This year, that is not happening.
No. So I think that's big. I think they absolutely, with 100% certainty, have to, don't have a choice, hit some screens. Because if Oklahoma's going to be aggressive.
Oh, bless you.
Goodness gracious. If Oklahoma's going to be aggressive, we better be able to talk them out of it by throwing some screens. Meanwhile, Texas on the other side, they will not be aggressive. They will keep it in front of you. You're going to have to beat us in the red zone. That's their whole defensive philosophy. Oklahoma, their philosophy is like, all right, we're going to knock you out. We're going to make you feel it. We're going to make sure that we pressure your quarterback, hit your quarterback, affect your quarterback every single snap of the game. So two very different defensive philosophies at stake here.
So it's going to be a fun game. It'll be an intriguing game. A lot of parts of it that are a little bit unknown because of how certain individuals have played and how we think they're going to play. Before we move on to our next segment, I just wanted to bring up last night quickly. I don't know how many people are paying attention to it. I don't know how many people watched it.
Oh, boy.
Missouri State beat Middle Tennessee last night.
Oh.
22-20.
Bad box score?
I wouldn't go that far. Maybe Middle Tennessee's season thus far. Missouri State's 3-3. Middle Tennessee's 1-5, 0-2 in the league. This is a bad loss. Took the lead, middle of the fourth, and then allowed Missouri State to come back and kick a field or tied the game. Missouri State came back late, kicked a field goal to win it.
Yeah.
And I hate it because I think we're all big fans of the head coach here. But Derek Mason is 1-5 at Middle Tennessee, and you lose to Missouri State. It's just that's rough.
Not great.
That should not take place. But
anyone else lose last night?
UTEP lost last night. They're 1-5. Liberty knocked them off 19-8. But Jamie Chadwell apparently needed that win, Greg. That was a one-win football team, and I've heard some whispers about the satisfaction level with him there. So that might have been a big one for him to be able to get that one over UTEP.
That's great. Anyone else lose?
Oh, I thought we were talking football, but yeah, if you want to talk baseball, the Tigers did knock off the Mariners 9-3 last night. That series tied at 2.
Dang it. I really wanted the Mariners to win. Anyone else?
Well, they're still in it. Cal Raleigh still gets another shot.
Cal Raleigh has 61 bombs.
Yeah, Brewers lost the Cubs last night, 4-3.
Golden Knights lost.
Oh, the Brew Crew.
Oilers lost.
Oh,
I
Edmonton.
know. I'm sorry. I know where he's going. You're right. The season is over. There was a championship celebrated last night. The Aces beat the Mercury 90-88.
It's not over yet. They play a best of 7.
Well, it's season is actually over when it started for me. So yeah.
Kings lost to the Avalanche.
Oh, the
That's
Lanch?
huge. It's a big
Yeah,
early
the
season
Vance got a
win.
win.
The Vanch?
Early season win for the Kings.
What'd Cole call him? The Vanch?
Vance,
the Vanch.
The Vanch. Avalanche. Vanch.
Yes, but you're right. Your Dodgers did lose to the Phillies last night.
Correct. They did. What's his face? Hit
Dodgers
2 bombs.
lead the series 2-1.
Yes.
What's his face? It's that guy.
The guy, the home run
The
guy.
dude. Yeah, him.
The hard
The
swinging
one.
guy.
Yes, Kyle Schwarber's his name.
Yes.
Yeah,
Schwarb.
he's pretty good.
Borber.
Schwarber.
Schwarbs.
Schwarby Parker. Yeah.
Schwarby. Anyone else?
Schwarbomber. Yeah, Yankees are out. 5-2. Blue
Yes.
Jays win.
You know what's funny? Did you
Blue
read some
Jays
of the
win.
headlines? It's like, I read one yesterday. It said, or this morning actually, Phillies get must-win Game 3 on the road at Dodger Stadium. Did they? I think if they lost, they would have
Still had another.
Been
You still had a chance to come back.
done. Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I think in a best of 5, if you double check my math here, in the best of 5, you have a 2-0 lead that does make Game 3
Must win.
or 2-0 deficit. That does make Game 3 must win.
You would think.
They did get their must win game last night. Confirm.
What's a hotter seat in sports? Cowboys head coach or Yankees manager?
Yankees manager.
I think it's close, man. But at least he's held on to that spot. But I mean, immediately you see headlines of Boone's got to go. I don't know. I didn't expect him to win the series. So I'm not overly surprised. Don't feel like they have the pitching depth to be able to get it and make a deep playoff run, but Yankees are out. Blue Jays out hit the Yankees 12-6 last night. So we can move on from that. It's over. I thought you wanted to get to that Liberty UTEP game and break it down.
I was, yeah, really badly wanted to get to that one.
College football games tonight, NFL tonight. We will get to all of that and more when we come back in just a moment on Jocks. First, I'm going to friends at Train. You guys might be running the AC during the day and the heat at night. That stress on your home comfort system is why you need to Train. They've been named America's most trusted brand 11 consecutive years, so you know you can count on the reliability of a Train home and family comfortable for years to come. Find out more at Train.com. It's hard to stop a train. More on tonight's action, more on this weekend's action, next on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. 7:22 right here on Jocks. We're going to continue the Red River conversation. Barry Trammell here in just a moment. Have to wait on that. One thing you never have to wait for, GMAC, is your dental care.
That's because Family Care Dental has you taken care of. The urgent care office where you can be seen the same day in several locations to make it easy on you. Alabaster and Trustful. Call Family Care Dental today. They'll get you in. They'll get you taken care of. You'll be grateful for the experience that you have when you go and see them on Fridays and Saturdays, with most accepted and patients of all ages being accepted. So call them today, 874-9605. That's Family Care Dental, 874-9605.
All right, Barry Trammell covers Oklahoma. He joins us now to discuss Red River coming up this weekend. And Barry, I was a little taken aback. Greg and I have talked about it, how Michael Hawkins Jr. looked in that offense last week. Did not look like getting quality reps and actually started some games. What do you anticipate, if it is him, inside that Oklahoma offense this week versus Texas?
Well, here, but it's not football these days. That was, you know.
You shouldn't have. He was out there.
Well, I'm upset. Here, grip a foot Tuesday after. So they'll give in at 2 o'clock. He won't. That was one way. Now, and I tend to think, you know, when that things, Doc, grip a football. If he can't, educated than that.
Oklahoma Sooners be discussions and heard from other folks, Barry, about the differences in this game, the uniqueness of this game for the players, actually, just being in that stadium, how the fans are split, the ways that the sound operates and doesn't stop during the game. How would you describe to folks that don't know this game how different and why it's more complicated than a difficult road game, even for some of the players that are going to be involved?
Well, somebody asked a great question. I never heard asked this question. They asked Ben Arbuckle this week, the offensive coordinator, does he have different signals planned for which end of the field his offense will be on? And I never thought of it that way. But this is not the stadium is split across the 50-yard line, which means, you know, like most stadium splits, whether it's Army, Navy, Florida, Georgia, whoever else. I don't know if anybody else plays this way, but you know, it's generally, you know, if quarterback goes to the line, his fans are on his left and the enemy's on the right, or vice versa. In Oklahoma, Texas, the two 10-yard lines, one's a road game and the other one's a home game. I mean, if you're on the Oklahoma end of fans and the Sooners are driving in, I mean, it's easy. It's like you're playing back at Owen Field. But if you're on the Texas end, it's like you're in Austin. So it's just a wild difference in noise and in availability of the fans to impact the game. So that's really, I think, how the difference is in the noise situation. It's not the same the whole game. It just swings wildly depending on which end you're in And, there's a lot of lore in Oklahoma, Texas. There's only one entrance, a ramp leading into the field. It's the south end zone, and that's the Oklahoma fans' end. And so the Longhorns for about 80 years have really had it tougher than Oklahoma because they have to exit and enter amid the Oklahoma fans. And frankly, they're not real nice to them. So, about 10 years ago, they hatched a plan to where the home team would swap every year and Texas could be in the south end. But it turns out the Texas fans revolted and said, no, we like our seats. We like the tradition. We like where we've been sitting. So they scrapped the plan. So, the Sooners get to harass the Texas fans and cheer on their own guys more than the Texas fans do. But that's really the only difference. Sometimes the wind's blowing out of the south if it's hot, which it will be, or if it's a nice chilly day, it's blowing out of the north. So it's just a unique setting. It's amazing. They've turned a 90-year-old stadium. We got $165 million $140 million renovation that has been completed since last season. So everybody's looking to see how interested in how the stadium's going to be different. It's a 90-year-old stadium that's being kept alive by one game. That's literally how big OU Texas is the city of Dallas is pouring all this money in. About every 10 years, they pour in $200 million. They could have a new NFL stadium if they just pooled it all together. But one game is keeping this old stadium alive.
Oh, it's a pretty cool game, that's for sure. One that is at the foundation of my love for this sport, that's for sure. Looking at Oklahoma's defense, it feels like they can do a lot of the same things that Florida did last week to a Texas offensive line that was challenging. Really struggled last week. Is this a sign of things to come for Texas, or is that a one-game season that you can kind of throw away? You expect a better performance from them against this defensive front?
Well, I expect a better performance. Recent history, the 21st century, a bunch of Texas offenses that haven't been very good have risen up and won this game. Now they haven't won it necessarily 45-40. When Texas does that, they need Vince Young or Colt McCoy quarterbacking. But I mean, you've had some Texas wins when you didn't expect it, just because they figure out a way to get it done. I do think it's going to be low scoring. So both defenses are better than the unit they're playing against. Texas defense got hurt a little bit by the Florida run game. I don't expect that to happen, but with the Oklahoma running game, they haven't been able to run the ball at all. And John Mateer, if he doesn't play, he's a big chunk of their running game. But the Oklahoma defense has been amazing. It's unbelievable what Brent Venables has done. I mean, Greg, you covered a lot of OU games back in the day when defense was just sort of optional and they didn't even think about holding somebody down. And what Venables has done in a short amount of time to restore the DNA of Oklahoma defense has been amazing. Now, they don't have the offense that Lincoln Riley produced, so it's not a super team, but the emphasis has changed and the defense is capable. The defensive line, I mean, if you'd have told Oklahoma fans July of 21, OU's going into the SEC, starting 24 or 25, and get this, in 25, they're going to have the best defensive line in the SEC. Oklahoma fans would have looked like you had 6 eyeballs and just got off a spaceship from Mars. I mean, it wasn't even a thought that could happen, and yet it has. So Venables has done a great job. That defensive line is the strength of the team. They go too deep all across. They're back to having NFL prospects on the D-line. So they can hold their own with anybody there. They just got to figure out a way to score 14 or 17 or 20 points.
What does the turnover situation do for you in this game, Barry? We love the Oklahoma offense. We love John Mateer. We love what they've done, but that's one area they have not been great with. this entire season. Could that be enough to keep Texas in it or help them win this game?
Oh, yeah, because, OU didn't get their first takeaway until Kent State. They didn't have one the first 4 games. So the defense hasn't been producing takeaways, while the OU offense, I can't remember, Mateer threw 3 picks. I can't remember how many fumbles, but that clearly can change the game. And this is, low-scoring games, every possession. So a lot of people don't like defensive games. They don't like 13-10. I sort of like them because every play matters. If somebody scores, it's like you found water in the desert. And, in the old days, Oklahoma's, they've won 55-48 this decade. They've lost 48-4. With Kyler Murray, they trailed by 21 late third quarter, and they didn't seem to care because they knew they could score, and they did. They came back and tied it, and then Texas kicked a field goal to win it. When it's high scoring, it's like an NBA basketball game. We don't care if you make 2, we'll make 3 on the other end. That's not happening in a defensive game like this. Yards are precious, and points are treasures. So, a turnover, you give Texas a chance to score on a short field. That's manna from heaven. So I think if Michael Hawkins quarterbacks, I think you'll see very, very conservative offense.
We would agree with you there 100%. We don't think that there's going to be a whole lot put on him based on what we saw last week. You're the best. Thank you so much for the time. Enjoy this game this weekend, and we'll catch up soon.
Okay, see you guys.
Barry Trammell covers Oklahoma, joining us on the Higginbotham hotline there. Do they play high school games, lower level college football games?
None.
Other games played here?
None.
Flag football championships?
1 game.
I bet there's some corporations that rent it out and go in there and
What do they do?
just throw the pigskin around a little bit, have a picnic. Or
Deal the pill?
yeah.
Would you do that?
Nobody stepped foot in there until this game.
No.
All year.
1 game a year. Dude, this place is like, it's hallowed ground if you're like a Dallas-Fort Worth football guy. Like, it's the coolest. It's like when you walk in the stadium, it's like walking into a stadium in 1931. Like, it is absolutely horrible. Like, it is one of the worst stadiums you could ever imagine. It is awful, but it's awesome at the same time.
Okay.
It makes Legion Field look like brand new. I'm telling you, it is way worse than Legion Field.
Okay.
Bigger.
And after decade and annual upgrades?
No. It's bigger than Legion Field. Like, it's bigger. It's like a traditional bowl, but it is brutal. Now, the neighborhood around Legion Field is much more challenging than the setting around the environment at the State Fair.
Is it just like fields, parking lots?
No, it's like literally a concrete jungle. It's the State Fair. You have nothing but asphalt and like civic centers. People have, you go see, you can literally walk in and buy a 1947 Chevy or Cadillac DeVille, and then you can walk 15 feet to your right and go to a football game. It's pretty cool. And then after that, you can go ride on one of those tilt-a-whirls. And then after that, you can go to a Star Trek, depot. It's wild. The State Fair is awesome. It's massive too. It's just absolutely enormous.
Do you have to go into the State Fair to go to the game?
Yes, you have to buy tickets to the State Fair to go to the game, which is why I think
That's wild.
I think that's part of the appeal.
The lure, yeah.
That's part of why Dallas and Texas, frankly, will not let this game move, because it gets you 100,000 people at the State Fair on Saturday. So the State Fair is cashing checks in addition to the money they generate just from the game.
Per Jody D, he says the State Fair Classic between Grambling and Prairie View is also played at the Cotton Bowl.
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't seen the tape.
I don't know.
We'll try to figure that out.
I trust
You
you.
think they sneak in? No one knows.
Shh.
Guys, don't tell anybody we're playing at the Cotton Bowl today. Let's ride.
I wouldn't make it much of a classic, but yeah, I guess if you wanted to try to get in there, you could try to pull that off. So we'll try to figure that out during the break. Before we go to break, I want to say about your CBD store. If you need products to help you sleep better, they've got them. If you need products to cut back on some food, maybe help the appetite a little bit, they have products for that. Skincare, gut health, they can help you there. The line's main products are in stock now, and they are open. All 3 locations, largest brick-and-mortar CBD retailer in the world. Don't believe everything you've heard on the news. Go check out your CBD store today. Arthritis, anxiety for you or your pet. Also, products to help you focus during the course of the day. More energy throughout the course of the day. Help you with all that. Great customer service. They're going to be able to educate you on all the products they have in stock. Like I said, 3 locations. Highway 280 by Bailey Brothers, 150 by the Cage in Cleveland. Trustful just off 459. Your CBD health hits home. Okay, we will talk a little bit more about a couple of those games and begin to spin into this week's ups. And don't forget, later today, the Rubik's Cubelic is back.
Hey!
All that and more next on Jocks. All right, we've got some more coming in on the Cotton Bowl. Mr. Texas, who listens to the show, says they have concerts as well as lots of soccer.
They have concerts at the fairgrounds. Do they have it actually at the Cotton Bowl?
Not a question for me to answer.
Wow.
However, don't appreciate the blatant disrespect that you're throwing on the Dallas Trinity, who play their games at the Cotton Bowl.
I hadn't seen the tape. Trust
Multiple football games are played there in that stadium.
They're the founding member of the USL Super League. I mean, we're talking about a Super League
Right,
here,
yes,
Greg, and you just act like they don't
The
exist.
SEC's a Super
I'm
League,
unfamiliar.
Big Ten, and now this one.
I mean, we thought the super conferences were yet to come. Little did we know that women's professional soccer already had a Super League. So, I mean, they played the Barcelona Femini.
Is that the correct pronunciation?
You're going to act like Atletico Dallas doesn't play their games there? Just the Dallas burn?
Oh boy.
You're going to act like the Dallas tornado didn't play there back in the day.
First of all, there's like they have an MLS stadium in Frisco. It's like 35 minutes away.
We ain't talking about Frisco.
We're talking about Dallas.
We talking about Dallas.
We're talking about State Fair.
Talking about Dallas.
How long is the State Fair, Greg? Because there was another game that I found that in 18 and 19 played its game during the State Fair. The Texas State Fair Classic Showdown.
Oh,
In 2016, Texas State Fair, in conjunction with City of Dallas, announced expansion of games played during the State Fair for 18 and 19.
oh heck yeah.
Following Red River weekend, Texas Southern and Southern played their games inside the State Fair as well. So imagine a State Fair and you have 2 college football games inside the State Fair during the course of a State Fair. If that doesn't describe
I
the
mean, that doesn't get you ready.
enormity of just what it is in and of itself, pretty insane to think about. And also, a lot of disrespect thrown by everyone discussing this game, the history of powder puff football that has been played there as well.
Oh. Okay.
And what do? Like the SMU Tridelts play against the TCU.
Omega Mu.
Yeah. The TCU Phi Gams or Phi Muse. What?
Not sure. I hadn't seen the tape.
I'm not 100% sure.
Who plays? Dallas Baptist Coyotes against the Baylor Kappas.
Per Wikipedia, it says the stadium has continued to be used as a major concert venue.
Oh, okay.
Well, Eric Clapton held his 3-day Crossroads Guitar Festival there in 2004. So
it's been a while.
I don't know when the.
You ever been to a concert in the Cotton Bowl?
I have not.
Okay.
Do you know the Rolling Stones have played there 7 times?
Have they really? First time in 1958.
First time in 75. The last one in 21.
Okay.
That's pretty sweet.
Yes.
Think about doing concerts almost 50 years apart at the same venue.
When you still got it.
That's pretty sweet. How back are the Stones?
Also, per Wikipedia, the most revenue generated for a concert held at the stadium was on September 2nd, 2023 by Carol G.
Kenny G?
Carol with a K.
Sister.
Most revenue.
It was part of the Mañana Serra Bonito tour.
Ah.
I haven't seen the tape or heard the tape, actually, but brought in 11 million.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Heck yeah.
Hey, breaded.
You can retire off that.
The Stones brought in 2 million in 81 and then brought in 8.9 million in 2021. Yeah, they've done well there.
I'd say that's a good spot to
Probably
be.
done pretty good in general.
I think the Stones have made some money
They're doing okay.
in their day.
They're doing all right. Yeah, they're making it. I think
Not bad.
They're going to be just fine.
Confirm.
But it does go back to this being a game that if you haven't attended, I haven't, and would be towards the top of my college football bucket list. We discussed that a little bit yesterday, GMAC, just how us that haven't been, how cool we can only imagine that it is, specifically with everything happening around it. We went through the new foods that are going to be there this year. Have you checking out any of those?
I have not, but I remember us doing that last year. And I remember being kind of amazed at some of the new things that came out last year. So I can only imagine what they're like this year.
No, there were a couple things that were really interesting.
Nothing too crazy?
No, there's a few crazy ones.
Literally one out of
Fried
this world.
butter?
Yeah, one out of this world.
No, I'm trying to think, like, what would be the most ridiculous one that we pointed out yesterday? The churro cheesecake jalapeno popper?
That sounds amazing.
The cornbread donut.
The cornbread donut sounds really good, by the way. I don't know how kind of wild it was. There's a meat lovers crunch wrap calzone. OG handmade cinnamon rolls, which just look incredible, not too wild.
The wildest one was probably the vegan Crunchwrap Supreme.
Oxalate cornbread sliders.
You got to walk me through what a handmade cinnamon roll. What's the difference?
Good. I mean,
Delish.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything that they use to describe it. Just
Yeah.
I'll take that.
It's like Rice
I'd like
Krispies.
to have that, please.
You would have
Homemade
that.
or the
Okay.
store, which would you rather?
We didn't get to the Russo's bacon jam cannoli yesterday.
Oh, the old bacon jam cannoli.
Yep. Bold twist on classic Italian treat, blending sweet and savory in every bite. Homemade bacon jam slow cooked with brown sugar, maple syrup, and spices, mixed into creamy ricotta with bits of milk chocolate, then piped into crispy canola shells. Each end topped with more bacon jam. Whole thing drizzled with warm Belgian chocolate. One bite, and you'll never look at a cannoli the same.
When I think state fair food, cannoli's number one.
Russo's bacon jam Wagyu sliders
Sliders?
with fries.
Not the sliders.
I'm going to go back to this one because we didn't spend a lot of time on this yesterday. Damien says no. John and I 100% in. Russell's key lime pie bombs. Homemade key lime pie mixed with extra graham cracker crust. Crushed Nilla wafers rolled into bite-sized pieces, hand-dipped in top-ranked pancake batter. Not lower-ranked.
Wait,
this
like
pancake batter's in the top 10 of the eight
Let's
people.
go.
Like the boxing,
Yes, top
company
ranked,
does
correct.
their own batter.
They're spreading the wealth there.
That's a
Fried
conglomerate.
golden, topped with chantilly cream, powdered sugar, and a sugar-coated lime jelly candy. I mean, it looks poor.
And what more can you ask for there?
Not much. I would probably order more than one of those. The what on earth is this, Greg?
Oh boy.
A UFO-shaped smash burger landed atop a cloud of crispy ranch onion rings at the state fair, inviting fairgoers on a flavor-packed adventure. This cosmic creation features juicy smashed beef patty, tender chicken and steak, and fresh, colorful vegetables, all nestled in a buttery bun,
Butter bun?
topped with mustard, provolone, and zesty chipotle mayo for an irresistible burst of flavor seasoned with fiery green chili. Every bite delivers a bold, explosive kick, especially when you inject it with mysterious sauce.
What kind of mysterious sauce?
And it has the plungers. You can inject it yourself.
Ooh, that seems
If
dangerous.
you only want a little bit, you just,
That
or
feels
maybe you inject a little, and then the rest goes right in your mouth.
that feels hazardous. That's where I can recommend giving out plungers.
This sandwich has all fairgoers asking, "What in the world is?" I could do without that. I think.
I don't really understand.
I'd rather have 4 orders of the key lime bombs.
I just need to know I just want to know what the deal is with the smash burger. What is a UFO shaped smash burger?
It depends on which UFOs you believe are real.
Right. You're
All
a
of
Power
them.
Rangers guy. You're
Yeah.
familiar.
All right, we'll talk more about the Texas State Fair next on Jocks. Welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Rubik's Cubelic coming up next. Next segment, that is. Not this segment. Where the computers, the scientists, the algorithmists give you the winners in this weekend.
GMC Dealer of the Year, the national champion of GMC dealers. They have won 8 national championships. They've won 5 in a row. You can go up and take advantage of some of the savings they have on the lot right now by going up and grabbing a SLT 1500 4x4. $67,770 is the list price. Take $15,000 off that sticker price. You get it for $52,770. It's deals like that keep people coming back. That's why 75% of their business repeat customers is because you have a better experience when you shop with Bill Smith. Take the short drive to Coleman. You'll be glad you did. You can also shop online, have it delivered right to your driveway at BillSmithBuick.GMC.com.
Okay, Greg, here's one that I was uncertain of. John and Damien both said 100% yes to. El Cono Loco. Cone on over and meet your new fair favorite, El Cono Loco.
Yeah.
A creamy Tex-Mex chicken spaghetti packed with Hatch green chilies, queso, shredded Monterey Jack, all tucked inside a fresh baked garlic Parmesan bread cone. Topped with fresh pico, cool sour cream, slice of avocado, big flavor, bold twist. All the deliciousness you can handle. In or out?
In.
Really? That easy, huh?
You out?
I just walking around a fair holding a garlic cone of spaghetti.
You can't responsibly be out for that.
I mean, how am I going to win the ring toss carrying that thing?
It's not about that. It's about how American can I be by consuming the most gluttonous thing possible.
That would have been the UFO. What is this burger?
The UFO
Italian
smash
food,
burger is
right,
not
yeah.
it.
You could also do
UFOs
the lobster three ways. If you want to talk about Americana, you get a lobster sandwich, you get lobster mac and cheese, and fried lobster bites all in one plate.
That's
fair.
That is delicious.
That
like a
does
lot.
sound decent. That
Yeah.
does sound decent. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
That'd been up there.
I'm not really a lobster guy though, and lobster in Texas, saying out of
Where y'all
state
get
fair.
this from?
Out of state fair.
Pretty sure it's shit.
Gulf of America's
Guys,
not too
this
far away.
is Lake Grapevine lobster. It's the best you can buy. Freshwater.
Grapevine.
This is right from Lake Louisville.
This is one I did not read yesterday. The Texan crepe, big
what?
flavor. Texan crepe,
crepe.
big flavor, bold attitude, tender smoked brisket, wrapped in a cone-shaped savory crepe